Greetings, Rabbi Aaron Boxt here once again. It's Wednesday this week because July 4th was yesterday and I was not in the office. And want to let you know in advance that there will not be a podcast next week because I will be out of town on vacation. But I wanted to talk today about July 4th. You know, we celebrate July 4th, we celebrate the freedom of independence from the country of England. We commemorate the and remember the deaths of those who fought for our country, who gave the ultimate sacrifice of their lives in defending our freedom or in getting us freedom, in fighting for our freedom. And you know, there's a lot of really amazing songs that we sing to remind us. You know, there's Lee Greenwood's song, there's America the Beautiful, and so many others. And I wonder if we take time on July 4th. Well, we should do this all the time, but we're just talking about July 4th now. Take time to ponder what it means to be free. Because the truth is, there are many people in this world, many people in this world who are not free, who do not have freedom. And if you're talking about the United States of America, it's not just freedom, it's justice. It's freedom for all people. It's a just freedom, meaning the freedom of speech and the freedom of religion and the freedom of really just being able to pursue a happy life for you and your family. And I just wonder how many people actually take some time on July 4th and think about these things. Because we don't live in a country of equality. There are lots of different groups of people within our society that do not have the same or equal freedoms as others. And these are obviously minority communities. And so I want to dwell on that for just a moment. You know, the Hebrew Bible says, Tzedek, tzedek, tirduf. Justice, justice shall you pursue. And the Hebrew word tzedek or tzaddik or means justice, tzedakah, charity. What does that mean to have justice? And by the way, you know, people coin the phrase social justice and social action. What's the difference between action and justice? Well, I've always said that social action is getting out and doing something to better the world, whether it's feeding the hungry or raising money for or awareness for a particular disease or a particular cause. You know, raising funds to help combat certain things. But really, it's getting out and doing an action. So, what is social justice? Social justice is not just doing, but understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because ultimately, the reason we act in a just society is because we want everyone to have equality. That's to me what social justice is. It's equality. Justice equals equality for all, regardless of skin color, race, religion, sexual preference, etc., etc., etc. And so when I think of July 4th and I think of our freedoms in America, I'm torn because I want to celebrate our country. Absolutely, I am an American and I am proud to be an American. And I'm proud of the justice that has been present in our country and in our community. And I am thankful for the steps that we have taken and for the progress that we've made, but we have so much more to do. And regardless of your politics right now, it does feel like we are backsliding. where we're actually going backwards in history and rewriting these rights and freedoms to be exclusive again, as opposed to inclusive, which is where we ultimately should be. And I think about my daughter and her generation and my other two children and their generation. You have to read the sign on the wall. You have to read read the world, read the community. We are not living in a world that's going backwards. Maybe some of the leaders in different parts of the world seem to be doing that, or are doing that for sure, but we are living in a world in which a generation from now or two generations from now, there will be this desire, this need, which we've always had, but I don't believe we've really acted upon it as quickly as we could have. I mean, look, every freedom, every right that's given in this country comes with a price. You know, there's a fighting for it. There's I think of, you know, Martin Luther King and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his personal his sacrifice of himself for the cause, and all the people that died for LGBTQIA rights and women's rights and so on and so forth. That is the direction our country is going. And the people who are trying to bring us backwards are going to be successful ultimately. They may enjoy some success right now. And look, living in the state of Florida, I'm very well aware of where the governor of Florida stands on pretty much all of the things I'm speaking about right now, and he's certainly one of the politicians out there that seems to be trying to take us backwards in time. So there's a lot of work to do here. I'm nervous and scared, but I'm also hopeful, because I believe that there are more people in the world who agree with me, like overwhelmingly, percentage-wise of people that agree with me than the opposite. And I just have to say to people out there who may be experiencing this backsliding, or the experience of losing rights, with you. My heart is with you. My head is with you. And we're gonna fight this, and we're gonna get to where we need to get, where those rights are back, and where those rights are not only back, but we are moving forward, and we are including more people in these rights. Because at the end of the day, what we do here is much more significant to these people that are losing their rights than what we're not doing. Because what we're not doing is allowing them freedom and justice. And that's what we should be doing. So that's my podcast for this week. Like I said, no podcast next week because I'll be out of town, but I'll be back in 2 weeks. And happy July 4th. May we continue to progress in this country forward and get to a place where we can all be proud 100% to be not only an American, but a human. See you next time.